Hey there, good morning. So it is actually 6:15 because I had some technology difficulties here. I didn't know exactly what to do. My first Facebook Live. So welcome anybody who is listening and anybody who's watching this later today because I know that a lot of people were like, what the heck are you doing? 6 a.m. coffee. That's crazy. And I know that for some of you who are not in Central Time, that this is extremely early. So you're probably catching it a little bit later. But grab your coffee. It's just going to be every single morning in the month of December. I'm going to do 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that, of conscious coffee, as I'm calling it. And it's just about seeing how teachable, how coachable everybody is, and getting some conscious thought around our day, around our sex, around our relationships. So, I'm going to be covering lots of probably a little bit more spiritual stuff in this than in my typical teaching that you're getting in different videos and everything. So what I'm actually going to start with today that I'm like, I don't even know what the heck I'm going to talk about. I'm going to just have this completely organic and just see what comes out of my mouth every single morning. And that might change as the month goes on, but who knows? Right now, that's what we got because that's about how conscious I am. So first of all, I want to thank anybody who did manage to get up and have conscious coffee with me. I know there's a few of you that had told me in person that you were committing to this. So we'll see if you're out there. Go ahead and feel free to pop any messages or anything up to me as well while this is all going on. But what I really wanted as I was walking up the stairs to get into a quiet space this morning, I was thinking, what can I share on these conscious coffees with everybody that would really be beneficial? So the first thing that I'm going to just go through here really quick is teachability and coachability. As a coach, it's really important to me to have people, clients, students that are teachable, that are coachable, and have a desire to really improve their lives, because I'm only a person that can, I can share the things that I've learned. I can share the things that other people have learned and translate that over to you. But every single coach needs people to have a desire to be teachable. And depending on how high that desire is, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how high is your desire to learn, to change, to transform, to heal, to experience a new life? So teachability really is a key factor on any process of growth, of learning, and of definitely creating what I call a fuck yes life. So number one would be teachability. Number two would also be about, you might be teachable, but then when it really comes down to it, what is your desire level? Next would be, what is that desire in the teachability to really make the change? How willing are you to risk to be able to change? Because if you're not willing to change, it doesn't matter how teachable you are. You can read every single book on the planet. You can listen to every guru, expert, enlightened person out there, and nothing's going to happen if you actually have a very low desire to change. So when we go into any new aspect of life and we want transformation, we want growth, we want the fuck yes life, we want better sex, we want better relating, we want more money, we want this, we want that, we have to be teachable, and we also have to be willing to change, because if we didn't need to change, then what we were doing right now would be working. So where is your level of a comfort in change? And typically people don't like to change. We're not comfortable with change. But that desire to change should give you also a desire. That desire to have that change really should be a desire to change. Like you're going to have to let go of certain old patterns and be able to move forward. So I'm going to start with that. But the next thing would be, why the hell did I choose 6 a.m., right? Well, number one, I'm typically up around 6 a.m., 6:30. And I thought, I really want to start getting up at 5:45 so that I can just get that extra 30 to 45 minutes in my day. So how am I going to give myself that accountability to do this? And I thought, oh, look, I have like 800 people out there that watch my videos all the time, and this whole line of people. So I'm gonna use them to get my own ass up out of bed, because I can't let my group, my tribe, down. So thank you. Thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity to use you to create a new habit of getting up 30 minutes earlier, or even just 15 minutes earlier on some days than what I normally do. And the reason why I have a desire to get up at 5:45, as crazy as that might sound to some out there, is because I really do want to have a more powerful day. I want to fit more into my day. I really want to have, you know, this experience. And I also want with that, because some of the people that I follow, that I count as my teachers, my coaches in life throughout all of time, are all early risers. And, you know, it really is beat the sun up type mentality. And I'm great at the night owl stuff, but the early bird stuff, I really would rather sleep until 10 o'clock, but I've not had that opportunity for probably 20 years since I've been raising children. But with that, so the reason behind that is that I'm really looking at, and what I'm going to encourage all of you to do who watch this video, who are getting your butts up out of bed at 6 o'clock with me, and I hope that some of you can commit to this with me, is that I want, after this video, I want you to commit to going and having just 10-15 minutes of, we can call it conscious meditation, we can call it, you know, positive affirmation, something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to go out to my meditation spot, and I'm going to sit with my 22-minute meditation, which I'm more than willing to share with everybody if anybody wants to know what I use for meditation every single day. But I normally do this meditation at, you know, 7:30, 8:30, something like that. After I get done with an hour and a half walk, I put in 3.5 to 4 miles, and then I come back and I meditate. So what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to double up my meditation time. So I'm going to start doing meditation time directly following the conscious coffee, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start walking. Go ahead and go into my hour and a half of walk, where I listen to motivational speaking and all of that good stuff. So I come back and I'm all charged up, and then I'm going to do another meditation. So that is my commitment to myself that I'm making public on here. But at the same time, what I want you to do is I want you to come up with something on that line that you can commit to. If you're willing to share it in the feed, if you want to share it with me in private message, or if you're in one of the, you know, coaching groups that I have or something, you want to share it in there, feel free to just get on board and make that commitment to yourself as to what are you willing to do different over just the next 30 days to test drive it and have somebody that can hold you accountable to it as well. So make use of this time to try to figure out, you know, what can I do that would be a little bit of a push, something that is not overly comfortable to you, that you're willing to go ahead and do, that you know that you've been meaning to do, you've been wanting to do. Maybe it's a 15-minute power workout. Maybe it is, you know, a reading and journaling in the morning. That's another thing that I do every single day, is I make sure that I get reading and journaling done. And, you know, I know that this, like I said on the front side, this conscious coffee is going to be more about those skills, those practices that you need to really have a powerful fuck yes life, because we have to change our habits for us to be able to have the life that we want. Because if our habits were in alignment with the life that we actually want, with the relationships that we actually want, with the sex that we actually want, then we would already have it. And we wouldn't even have to be sitting here at 6 a.m. having coffee, right? So make your mind up as to what are the things. You might think that you're already doing everything. You might think that your actions are speaking loud enough that you should be calling in the life that you want, that you should be, you know, that it's right there around the corner. But I can tell you that even anybody out there, no matter how good we get on this, that until it actually materializes in front of us, until we have the life that we want, then we're not quite 100% aligned to it. But we're going to feel more in alignment with every single thing that we do that positively makes us move towards the desired life that we want. So really look at the things that you need to be doing, that you have had an intent to do, that you have just been kind of putting off on the back burner for all these awesome, wonderful reasons. And And, why have you not been doing it? Well, figure that out and just stop saying no to yourself. Stop saying no to your goals. Stop saying no to the life, to the love, to the sex that you want, and decide right now, today, in the next like 5 to 10 minutes while I'm blabbing here about what you can do today to start making that positive change to really create the life that you want. Now, and this is really about coachability and the desire to change. And it really comes down to how coachable are you? Because yes, I haven't shared anything in the last however many minutes it's been that I know that a lot of other big time coaches, educators, self-help gurus out there have not shared. I mean, I stole the material, you could say. But there's a reason why we all share this. There's a reason. And the reason is that we have to make these choices to better our life, and we have to be willing to get out of our comfort zones to actually do it. As long as we sit in our comfort zone, there's no miracles happening. Miracles happen outside of our comfort zone. So you have to be willing to get outside of your comfort zone, outside of your box, outside of the things that you do every single day normally, that just you almost don't even realize that you're doing them, and start to look and see, what can I do that is just a little uncomfortable, but I know I need to do? What does your core tell you? What does your heart tell you? What does your soul tell you? And the other day I was listening to Michael Beckwith, actually last week, on one of my power walks. And I don't know if you know who Michael Beckwith is, but he's a pastor for Agape Church out in California. And he is one of my favorite educators, spiritual leaders out there. I love the man. But he was telling a story about, the soul and how to get in alignment with our desires. And he described the soul. Actually, you know what? It's not Michael Beckwith. Wow, I've been listening to a lot of people. Okay, I'm human. My bad. Not Michael Beckwith. I just had no, that's not Michael Beckwith. Okay, it was actually Gary Zukav. Gary Zukav, who is the author of Seed of the Soul, I believe it was one of his first books that came out back in the 90s. He was actually lived in Redding or Red Bluff or something, and I'm a Chico girl, so we were only maybe a half an hour from each other. And I remember when that book came out, it was a really big deal. So ignore my Michael Beckwith comments. I haven't had enough coffee. But I do love Michael Beckwith. But Gary Zukav, he is now considered, 25 years later, considered as this guy who really understands things and really gets the soul and how to connect to your soul purpose. And a lot of the times when I am working with somebody, everybody says, well, I don't even know what my purpose is. How do I figure out what my purpose is? So it comes back to a soul work, you could say. And soul work is really about getting in alignment to your soul. And he tells this beautiful story about, well, how do you even know what your soul wants? And what is a soul anyway? So we have this soul, and you think of it like it's a mothership. Okay, so let's go into, like Star Wars here, or Star Trek, or something like that. So, and it's this mothership, and it's out there, and then it has all these other small fleet of ships. Okay, and this small fleet of ships is like all of these different aspects of this soul. Okay, so there's, let's just say that there's 100 different aspects of the soul. And they're all out there, and they're just kind of floating around, and they're discovering new lands, right? So they're discovering new planets. But what they need to do, though, in order to actually find out where their true destination is to figure out where the mothership is. And the more they just can follow the mothership and they get in alignment with the mothership, then the more their purpose starts to reveal itself, because the purpose is happening every single moment. Where every day, every waking moment, every sleeping moment, you are living on purpose. It's not about necessarily finding your purpose. That's like finding yourself. Well, look in the mirror. You're right in front of yourself. You don't need to be found. You're not lost. The only thing that's lost is your direction in the way you feel and what you think you should be doing versus the actions and your thoughts of what you are doing. So getting into alignment with your soul purpose simply means to go, what am I really, how does this moment resonate with me? How does this choice resonate with me? How does this relationship resonate with me? Does it make me feel good? And that is really the key. Now, granted, we can't always feel good, and we're not going to. But the lesson of not feeling good is that we're not in alignment to our purpose. We're not in alignment to what we need to be doing for our soul purpose, for our true destination, and our lessons in this lifetime. And that is why, you see people that it's like, oh, man, how much bad shit can happen to one person? Well, they didn't have to go through that bad shit, not all of it, if they would just get on board with their purpose. So, my message about purpose here, and I guess that's what the conversation has gone to, is really about looking at, what is just look down at the path, right in front of you, and realize that there's just some fog there, and that you just got to keep focusing on taking the next step, okay? And the more you do that, and the more you feel into what it feels like to take that step, you're going to realize exactly where your purpose is. Your purpose is always in front of you, and it may not be a straight line. It might be a wavy line, and you might not always see it, but you can feel it. And that is tapping into the core of who you are and just getting on board as to where that mothership is at. And I do encourage anybody who watches this video, if you have not read Seed of the Soul by Gary Zukav, go get it. It is a phenomenal book. It's absolutely fantastic. I remember when it came out, it changed my world. It was absolutely fantastic. So go get that book. But, really, it comes down to like some of the stuff that I started here with. And, finding that soul purpose is about being coachable, teachable to your soul. And your soul is going to lead you to different opportunities to discover what your soul wants you to do. So, I actually really do believe that anybody who watches this video, you're supposed to be watching this video. This is supposed to be a message that you're getting today, that your soul is calling out to you and says, hey, let's be coachable, let's be teachable, let's find that path, let's watch the fog clear, and let's go ahead and take that next step. Take that step in faith, in certainty that your path is right there, and go have a fucking amazing day, because this is the first step towards your fuck yes life that you're going to have in 2018, and that you need to start having it today. Start creating that fuck yes life. Because as long as you think that you don't have it, as long as you feel like you're missing it, guess what? You are missing it. And it will never arrive as long as you are looking at it from a place of I don't have. So you need to start looking at that fuck yes life as though you do have it. You do have your fuck yes life. It's right here, right now at 6:33 a.m. It is right here with you. And you're embracing it. So as soon as I get off of this, I want everybody to go out there, and I want you to go and really experience your day from the mindset of the person that is living that fuck yes life. Okay? You're living the fuck yes life. What does that feel like to follow your bliss? What does it feel like truly? And what are the things that the you that is 100% in the flow of your fuck yes life, what does that you do every single day? How does that you feel every single day? Those are the things I want you to look at, and then start putting that into today and into tomorrow, and stop agonizing over what the future is and telling yourself that you don't have it, because that thought of I don't have is keeping it from you. So with that, I committed that I was only going to do about 15 minutes on each one of these. I want to keep them short and sweet. And I will be back here tomorrow at 6 a.m. If you want to follow anything else that I have, you can find me at www.kendallwilliams. There's videos on Facebook here that I've been putting out. There's more on YouTube. If you're in any of my groups, realize that I've got a shitload of videos in all my groups and a whole bunch of downloads and all that cool stuff too. But this Conscious Coffee is definitely my gift to everybody for the month of December. And again, thank you for letting me use you. And I will catch you tomorrow at 6 a.m.